I watched two Mrs. Carols on TCM recently, and as is my wont, I started conjecturing. Now, it's a fun movie. Peter Godfrey does another really nice job as a director for Warner Brothers, given the material he has to work with, but it's certainly not a great film. It's noteworthy, however, for its two stars, Barbara Stanwyck and most particularly Humphrey Bogart. It was evidently in the can for at least 2 years, and then it was finally released in 1945. And I know that it's adapted from a British thriller that I'm assuming was produced a decade or two earlier. But by the time this was released, the poison premise that the film hinges on, it had already become pretty familiar due to similar plot lines in two superior Hitchcock releases, Suspicion and Notorious. But here's the thing that prompted my conjecture. While watching these two actors, I could only think of this film as being a kind of a rehearsal or a training class for two signature roles that they'd be cast in just a few years. They're both given terrific opportunities here to sharpen their chops for two of their signature roles in two of their finest films, Stanwyck in Sorry, Wrong Number, and Bogart in The Caine Mutiny Court-Martial. Stanwyck is pretty much in full hysterics mode once the plot takes off, and her skills make the crazy transitions here really credible. But she's got a much better screenplay in Wrong Number, and if you haven't seen it, it's wonderful. And as for Mr. Bogart, well, my appreciation for Bogart as an actor just continues to increase with time. He's sociopathic and vulnerable enough here to earn our sympathy as a villain. And Caine Mutiny's Captain Queeg is totally in pre-channeling mode. I'm thinking that Bogart must have had exceptional stage presence. He's a brilliant listener, and his eyes connect so theatrically to his soul. It offers something that's somewhat larger than life when you watch it. And hence, his iconic status, I guess. Anyway, like I said, this is a very watchable, somewhat ordinary suspense entry. Perfect Sunday afternoon or late night pajama fare. Keep looking for director Peter Godfrey. He's got some wonderful credits under his belt, and most especially his great work on Hotel Berlin, which I referenced here a few weeks ago. You can watch his canon of work pretty much entirely on TCM if you're interested.